Hi everybody. We're gonna go in here today and I'm gonna show you what I've gotten done here on the peninsula. So let's take a look. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna tell you guys is the Mustang is sold, and you're likely not going to guess what I'm getting next. But I'm gonna save that for another little short video. So I'm going to keep you guessing. You can make some guesses down below, and if somebody gets it right, I'll tell you. But anyway, let's get on with this video. Okay, gang. Here's the stringers all in place. That's going to hold up the foam. Next thing I'm going to do is put the foam on it and see how short I am and what I need to do to raise the foam up a little bit. And we'll go from there. By the way, these are handy. These two-sided levels that you can put on 2x4s or posts or whatever to make sure it's level. I just have that one on there because when I get finished putting all the stuff on the top, I'm going to remake sure that the leg is straight up and down. But I'm going to put the foam on there and I'll show you. Okay, so here's the foam laying on top. I made these stringers long over here on purpose because I don't know where I didn't know where to cut them, first of all. This one here is short because I slid it over down on that end, because if I pull this back, you can see that I could probably put a 1x in there to come out to this edge to be able to attach fascia to. Also, if you notice, I left this 1x4 back because I can screw through it into one sticking out to the right here and then also attach it in a second location to the L girder. And that will make it very rigid. So there's a plan. Here's the piece of fascia that I cut off. It looks like it might be a little low, but that's okay because, well, it's actually not low, it's just bent. So if I can bring it up to about there. I started this video and I can't remember now if I talked about it, but if I lay on this, you can see, and keep my fingers out of there, you can see, hold on, I'm going to try and get you a better picture. You can see that the whole foam is about a 1/2 inch low. And even over here, you know, the scenery's up a little bit, but it's level all the way along, but it's about a 1/2 inch low. So I have some of the plywood in the garage. If I cut some strips out of it, I could just nail them right to the top or screw them right to the top of the stringers and be at the exact height. So I do think that that is what I'm going to do. Instead of making a bunch of little pieces out of this and then putting them at, hang on a minute, let me back you out again. Instead of cutting pieces out of this and standing them upright like that and only having support in certain areas along here. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do this yet, but I will figure it out, as I always say. Okay, since I had some of the plywood left, I just cut some strips, not very carefully, mind you, but I cut some strips out of the plywood, screwed them on top of there, and now when we put the foam on there, it should be really close to the exact same height. So let's check it out. Okay, gang, there's a gap back there, but as you can see, it's almost perfect height to meet up with the existing layout. If I go over here, of course, I got to screw this down. This is just a little bit tall here, but that's okay. We can fix that. This is foam. We can fix it. So there you have it. Now, hang on 1 second. Let me grab my level. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's better than I thought it would be. Let me check it down here. Pretty good. Let me check it this way. Pretty good. It's close enough, especially when I screw it down. But anyway, close enough for me. And it's close enough for everything we're going to do. Sorry for the interruption. Cutting this birch makes me sneeze. The fumes from it are pretty intense. But anyway, you can see that the majority of that will be cut off. That's almost right out to the edge. We'll be fine. When I put some stringers on, we can shim the stringers up, and I have a whole lot more shimming material down there. But that's pretty perfect. Hang on, let me back up over here. There we go. I think it looks pretty good. It's exactly where I need it to be. So that's it for right now. Okay, it's beautiful out today. About 71. No wind. So here's the fascia that was already there. I'm going to bring it around the corner. I'm going to tie it right to the end of this stringer plate that I made here so I can butt a couple of pieces together. And the foam will slope down to the outside of this. The scenery will actually slope down along here, just because that's the way it works out, not for any other reason, but that's just the way it is. Then I'll be able to butt another piece of fascia here, go around, and I'll make another plate. Ooh, where am I at? I'll make another plate here that extends over this way so that I can curve that piece around and then screw it here. Then I have another piece that's 13 inches tall that will go down this way, and it'll have plates there. Maybe not plates, because this should be relatively easy. But anyway, screw the 13 inch on there. That way I can cut it to the angles that I want. Make the river level, probably right over in here somewhere. Maybe over here on the corner. I think on the corner. I think I want to take the river from there, kind of over this way, and off right about here. So anyway, but when I get the fascia up here, I'll mark the fascia and cut it. Like I say, I've got to cut this one and put a plate here, which won't be a big deal. I think I'll reinforce this plate here, though, with this 2x2 rather. I'll put the 2x2 in the corner when I cut this back a little bit, and then put the plate there so that this just reinforces the corner. So that's it. I'm gonna cut these off. I'm gonna take the foam off, cut these off, and like I said, I think I'll just go ahead and cut these. I had planned on moving them back and putting a plate, but I think instead of a plate here, I don't know. If I have a piece of 1x4 left, maybe I'll cut that off and just put a plate all the way across there. That might be the idea. Or put a plate from there to here and don't put any plate down there. That might be the answer. I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Okay, everybody. I put a piece of wood across there for me to attach the fascia to. And it is very sturdy. So I think you get the idea. Fascia will come from over there around to here, low fascia. Then I have one that's 13 inches high, will attach here, go over to the wall. That way I can cut the lowered mountain profile in it down to whatever I want it to be, and we'll be all set. And I have the masonite to do that with. So getting the foam on top will be the next agenda. Then I might put the fascia on, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, as I told you, I got the plate in over there, showed you that already. Got this along here, and it's ready to go. So the next step is to take my trusty, where is it? Caulking gun, and that Gorilla Glue. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put glue tightly around this front edge, and a lot of it where the river is, because I'm going to add resin to that and I don't want it to leak. And then I'm going to put it all the way down there just to make a seal. Actually, I might just do it on this part that shows, because it won't matter back there in the back. And then I'll put a little bit on the tops of these stringers, a few dots maybe on each one of the stringers. And then we'll use some long screws and we'll attach the foam down, and the foam will be ready to go. So I'm going to set up the camera, and we'll probably do this in slow motion possibly, or fast motion. Okay, I had the camera on time lapse, but and I'm not sure whether it took. But if it didn't, you won't see it. And if it did, you did see it. But anyway, I did put some glue. As you can see, a little bit of it underneath there. It's squished a little bit. But the foam is in place where it goes. And now the next thing is probably start the, maybe do the fascia. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll get there. Whatever it is we do, we'll get there. Okay, everybody. I didn't think I'd get this far, but here we are. The fascia is on, and it is straight, and it goes all the way around and meets up there. I've got some patching to do, of course. Well, I might put a tile back up there. That's probably a good idea, is I'll put a tile back up on there. And then I may put the other tile over those two holes. That sounds like a game plan. Anyway, fascia. It's on. Ready to go. Okay, everybody, here's a look at it from the other side, so you can kind of see how it is. I don't think it's too intrusive at all, but that's it. Well, everybody, hope you enjoyed this one, and as usual, thanks for watching.